Here are 5 deep sleepers at wide receiver in fantasy football drafts for 2025. All of these receivers are usually drafted outside the top 50 at their position. Keon Colemen, Buffalo Bills, is first, right outside wide receiver 50. But don't worry about this. Keon Colemen didn't have a great rookie season, only 556 yards after being a first-round draft pick. That was a problem. But here's what you need to know about Keon Coleman. He was just beginning to come on in week 4 through week 8, averaging 64 yards a game, 5 targets and 0.4 of a touchdown. He was getting there, but he injured his wrist. We find out later he chipped a bone in that wrist. Therefore, when he came back from the injury, he never was a part of the offense the rest of the way. We can understand that this young emerging player is going to build on that week 4 through 8 success with an amazing quarterback in Josh Allen. Keon Coleman is expected to be the top outside receiver for this offense. Keon Coleman, he won't shatter ADP, but he will definitely be a great sleeper who will finish 5 to 8 spots higher than that ADP. Next, we have Christian Kirk of the Houston Texans playing with CJ Stroud. Now, Kirk has injury history. We get that. And last year was 8 games played. Last 2 years, he's missed 14 games. So there is a little concern, but his draft cost is cheap. You get him outside the top 55 receivers. Last 6 games of 2024 in a bad Jacksonville offense, we saw Kirk averaging 11 PPR points. 4 of those 6 games, at least 59 yards. Didn't score a touchdown, but that offense wasn't humming at that time anyway. But now you move into Houston. Remember last year, Christian Kirk takes over a slot role for Stephon Diggs, who played half a season. It was on a 1,000-yard pace. And remember, Diggs is in decline. Kirk has been very good. There's no reason to think that Kirk can't walk in and put up 1,000 yards in the slot with defenses worried about Nico Collins. Outside, you have Jaden Higgins. I'm not worried about rookie Jalen Noel taking over for Kirk. Kirk was traded for us the last year of his deal, but Kirk is in a great spot to beat his ADP. If you're enjoying this breakdown, take a second, hit like and subscribe. Helps RotoWire keep fantasy advice coming your way. If you want even more of RotoWire's tools, rankings, and insights, we got a 15% discount just for our YouTube viewers. You go to rotowire.com, you pick out a subscription, you use the code YouTube15 at checkout. Next, we got Cedric Tillman of the Cleveland Browns going outside the top 60 wide receivers. Cedric Tillman was a 3rd-round draft pick for this team. Last year, 2024, Amari Cooper started the season as the outside receiver. He was traded to Buffalo, and then Tillman stepped into the starting lineup in week 7. In those first 3 weeks, averaged 7 catches, 85 yards, and a touchdown. Then he had one game that was a little bit down, and then a concussion ended the young man's season. Cedric Tillman is a very good intermediate and downfield receiver, pairs perfectly with Jerry Jeudy. Look, Tillman did it with bad quarterback play last year. So what's the difference? They'll probably have bad quarterback play this year. Best case scenario is Joe Flacco, but I think Tillman gets it done regardless. Tillman is a player who you get cheap, should smash that ADP. Next, we have Wan'Dale Robinson, New York Giants, outside the top 63, 64 receivers in average drafts. Did you know Wan'Dale Robinson had 140 targets last year? 11 games with at least 8 targets. He was a target monster. Now, the yardage wasn't good, only 699 yards, but 93 catches. And if you're in a PPR league, that is valuable. Somebody to cover for bye weeks and injuries. And hey, right now, Russell Wilson starts the season. Maybe he finishes it. Maybe he doesn't. But as much as we think about Wilson, it's an upgrade over the Tommy DeVitos of the world and the Daniel Joneses of the world. So Wan'Dale Robinson, who plays the 3rd receiver role, is still on the field about 75% of the time. So that's not an issue. Wan'Dale Robinson should continue to be a high floor player. And again, if that's what you need, that's a value you're looking for. Finally, we're going to take a shot at Dyami Brown here. You can get him outside the top 75 receivers if you're in a deeper league. Now, this is a wild card. We totally get. He's with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Coach Liam Cohen, we're all excited about that, right? Dyami Brown didn't do much during the regular season, but he really came on in the 3-game NFL playoff run of the Washington Commanders. Brown averaged 5 catches, 73 yards, and 6 targets in those games. So he looked like a player who was starting to break out at just the right time. Now, Brown played a lot on the outside last year with Washington. He's projected to play a lot of slot here because we already know we got Brian Thomas Jr., we got Travis Hunter. And we know from the Liam Cohen offense, the middle of the field is definitely utilized. So Brown has a path to playing time, a path to targets. That Jacksonville defense, not very good. So you could see Brown coming in and putting up some real PPR options. And hey, you never know, if he builds on last year, maybe this will be a deadly 3-receiver trio in Jacksonville.